Yeah, this is that pickups video I mentioned yesterday. I haven't remembered anything I wanted to talk about, but it might come to me in the meantime. Hopefully not, because I've got quite a lot to show you. So it's going to be a long one, and I can't bother to divide it into two like I did last. I have been doing. It's just hassle, too much hassle. And I'll do anything to avoid hassle. It's alright. Move my stuff closer. I was going to say something. Oh, I've just noticed. Doesn't bother me. People say that, you're getting my point. People say that, doesn't bother me, but I've just noticed I've got two red marks against my last night's video, and that's fine. But what I like doing, if I ever get a red mark against my video, I'll wait until the statistics. Yeah, every video has stats against it. I like looking at my stats. I like seeing who's watching my videos, and it did help actually back with my my video about the raid. It did help, and in some ways I wish I had looked, because I made that faux pas about saying the film was from Malaysia when it was from Indonesia, and it turned out that the vast majority of people watching that video were from Indonesia. So that's a lot of people. There's a lot of people to piss off. It's like saying Scotland, or it's like saying England when it's Scotland. I think that's. You know, again, it's my ignorance about global geography. But no. So I like checking stats on my videos, and I'm gonna. If I ever get a red mark against one of my videos, you can check where it comes from in the world. And I like that. you can start to paint a picture of the sort of the bitter, sort of angry individual from often somewhere else in the world. I think a recent one got it was from Argentina. Oh, that was quite interesting. And I was thinking maybe it was Sean Penn. I don't know. Or and like last year sometime when a certain individual was on a rampage, I got a suspiciously high amount of red marks from Spain, of all places. Probably Benidorm. Right, it's already 3 minutes. I've got the charity shield, community shield on in the other room. I can hear it. I'm surprised it's on, because normally they don't show it, but they are. So I'm going to speed up. I've got quite a lot to show. Vast majority from charity shops. I think the odd one or two things from cash converter generator, one of those sorts of shops. And at last I've found something in the carboot sale. It seems to happen once a year. That's how it works with me with carboot sales. I have I just get something quite good once a year, and then nothing. Bits and bobs maybe, but nothing. Generally nothing. The rest of the year. Oh, sorry. Right. First, this is going to be quick. First, in a random charity shop, 99p, Midway Arcade Treasures 2. It's got a cracking set of games on it. Proper old school games. Obviously, it's got like Mortal Kombat 2 and 3. But one game that I'm particularly chuffed to have is Gauntlet 2, because we used to spend hours playing two-player with my sister on my old Amstrad copy, and if one player could stay alive, you could literally play indefinitely. I never got to the end of the game, but it felt like we spent hours with these randomly generated dungeons, and it didn't feel like it was ever going to come to an end. So no, that was just brilliant fun. I was really chuffed to have it. But then it's got an next like championship sprint. I love those games. And Primal Rage, not so hot. Some Pit Fighter. Total Carnage. I've never played that. If my memory serves me right, it's a bit like Smash TV, isn't it? Is it? I'm not confusing it with. Am I confusing it with Rampage? Rampage, no. Rampage is something different, isn't it? Xenophobe. I remember that in the arcade. Weird little game. Well, that might be my bad memory as well. But anyway, that was a random thing on its own. I mean. A lot of it, the vast majority of this stuff has been bought in sort of yesterday and Friday. Yeah, I've only got like 6 games which weren't from yesterday or Friday, so it's all sort of come in like one big rush. Another random purchase on its own in the cash converters. This is the game I spent the most money on. Most of it was either sort of £3 or less. There's only a few games there's 2 games at £3, the rest of it was either £2 or less, but this one was slightly more. For £9.99, I'll show you that first. Show you the price. £9.99, that's a cash generator label. Skyrim, it's a bit of a no-brainer really. It's not a misprice because it does say Skyrim on it, so but that's the cheapest I'm ever going to see it, or you know, at this moment in time. So, and it's a game I definitely want to get. I never thought I'd get it this early because I never thought it'd be cheap enough because I'm a tight bastard and I'm on a budget. Those two things generally tend to work against me with games, you know, high profile quality games like this. But I was lucky that I was perfectly willing to pay £9.99 for it. So. That was a bit of a score, that one. 2 charity shop games. These next 3 are all from the same. Next 4 are all from the same day, but different charity shops. Slightly, you know. I'll get them out anyway. First two GameCube games. They were £2.99, which is sort of on the cusp of what I'm prepared to pay for, just sort of like a standard game. You know, I'd be prepared to, obviously I think I mentioned in my last video, I'd be prepared to pay, or the video for last, sorry, I'd be prepared to pay more for a special game. These are sort of standard, but they do represent good value. Or at least one of them does anyway. I'll balance them on one knee. First one, from the GameCube, WarioWare Inc. I've got Wario Smooth Moves on the Wii, and it's a cracking game. And it's £2.99, there you go, £2.99. In Oxfam. And no. Love it. I love the irreverence, just the wacky, you know, it's just humour that comes out of nowhere. You can't really explain it to people, you just have to play it. You know, it just makes you do stupid things. And what's not to like about that? I mean, you have to have a bit of a sense of humour failure if you don't like that. You know, obviously, actually, I'll take that back. No, don't take that back. No. And the slightly better game, or not better game, but better value, Sunshine, again, £2.99. I've seen this about here and there, and it's always been missing bits, but this is the first time I've seen it when it's been all complete, and I don't mind playing £2.99 for it, but yeah. Chuffed. That was 2 charity shop purchases, and on the same day in a different place, a charity shop which annoyingly is closed on Saturdays. It always seems to be closed when I go, but it's always closed on Saturdays. So I can hear cheering. I've got the telly on, like I said. I can hear cheering. Don't think anyone scored, but sorry, I'm getting off track. Yeah, a charity shop that is in somewhere else from that one. Different location, that's what I meant to say. and it's a charity shop that opens on weird times. I think it's open today actually. It doesn't open Saturdays, but it opens on Sundays. It's just bizarre. And I went in there because it's open. I saw it open, miracle. And I have had 1 or 2 decent finds in there in the past, but it's very, very sort of changeable. You know, sometimes it's just nothing. Sometimes you get a little. I think I bought Mega Man 2 in this same place, and I went up to where they keep those CDs and their DVDs and stuff, and they had a nice little selection of games. But they had no prices on there, and I must have been standing there looking perplexed because the woman who works there walked behind me and she said, "Oh, they're £2." I went, "Oh, really? £2?" And I sort of nabbed them because I was all getting ready to go and ask them how much they were, and then obviously betraying my disappointment when they told me they were a £5 each, and I was my grip on them tightened when she told me that they were £2 each. This is sort of betraying an agreement that I made with a certain person about something that will be coming up later. It will make sense in a minute. Now the first game is on the 360, I'll give that away, Crisis 2. Limited edition. I suppose if anybody knows, this is the limited edition bit download only. Because in CEX, the standard version and the limited edition version are all lumped in together. That's, you know, I mean, it's £2, and I know some people like it, some people don't. It's not, but I'm sort of getting into, I'm sort of on a first-person shooter sort of binge, and I mean, it's £2. I think they did have a few others. I had Lego Batman and a few others. I forgot what else they had, but I think they probably had a football game. But somebody obviously donated a load of these, and they'd lumped them in with like the original Xbox games. And so yeah, that's Crisis 2. Probably the one more exciting for me, although it's an older game, Call of Duty Game of the Year edition. I actually saw this in a charity shop in a carboot sale for £3, and for some reason decided against buying it, and regretted it ever since. When this was £2, I snapped it up. I'm actually playing through it at the moment, and I'm enjoying it, but I can't deny I do enjoy number 2 more. The locations in this and the maps feel a bit generic. They're sort of like just random like hellholes, sort of that could be anywhere in the world, or you know, sort of mountainous, or you know, like deserts or whatever. And it's just, it feels easier and more forgiving than Modern Warfare 2, which I don't really like because that sort of takes away some of the realism. So I think, you know, in a real situation, I mean, we wouldn't last 2 seconds, would we? Yeah, I mean, it does. It feels like. I mean, obviously, I played Modern Warfare 2, and it feels like that. But I'm really enjoying it, and like I said, I'm playing it through. I'm going to play it through on all difficulty levels. I think that was it. That was it. Yeah, that was sort of, I got those 6. I've got those 6 games, and I've not had anything for, you know, I've not seen anything for, not really been out, if I'm honest, for quite a while. Then I went out on Friday just for a mooch around because I had a bit of time on my hands, and yeah, I did all right. I was planning on going to certain places, but then I was going to go on a train, but then the Victoria line, someone had jumped under a train, so I couldn't go where I was planning to go, which was a bit annoying. The whole day started off, it was a bit of a balls up, but I eventually got to some places, but in a charity shop for 99p. There was no price in it, and I had to ask them, and they said 99p. I thought, yeah, that'll do me. Tomb Raider: Last Revelation. Now, and this I have checked. Now I've got this. I've got Chronicles. I've got 1. I've got 3, and that's it. All I need now is number 2. I'm sure I had number 2, but it's not where I thought it was. Anyway, so maybe I haven't got number 2. Or maybe I've got number 2, but it was a platinum and I got rid of it. Don't know. But this is a bit yellow. Obviously, someone's a bit of a smoker. But again, I mentioned in my last pickups video about wanting to just sort of round off a collection. For when the time comes when I stop buying video games, and I just sit back and relax to play them, to the extent that they deserve. Because obviously, at the moment, my time is split between buying, playing, and watching YouTube videos. where video games are concerned, anyway. The same day, actually, this is Waltham Cross. That's in Waltham Cross. It's also around Waltham Cross from Blockbuster, bizarrely, in a weird little packet. Mega Man Battle Network for $1.99. It was in one. They have cabinets now, Blockbusters, don't they? GQ. What? What's that? GQ. Not on. It's not on. No, it's I don't really know. It's Mega Man, but I read Battle Network and I thought, is that like one of these sort of link-up games? These are sort of certain games are only about like linking up with your little kids getting together and playing via link cable, like a sort of like a Smash Brothers sort of game. I don't really know. I haven't actually checked it out. I probably should have done. It is legit, and it's actually in really nice nick. But you don't often see Mega Man games on the GBA, and I thought this was a punt, if I'm honest. But not much of a punt at $1.99. Again, the same day as that. Those two, in another charity shop. See, most of these are pretty much all charity shops so far. Somebody likes their Mega Drive and looks after their Mega Drive games pretty well. I'll get them out, yeah, I'll get them out in this order. There you go, I gave it away, Mega Drive. Robocop vs Terminator. I know Pete's just put up a video, a gameplay video of this on the SNES, and it looked really good. And this is in fantastic nick. I've never seen a manual as crisp as that. It is like perfect. Don't know what this person's been doing with their Mega Drive games, that they are absolutely spot on. They look not quite as clean, not quite as clean on the outside. Or maybe this one does. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. I mean, I can't even imagine where these were to stay like this. I mean, even if I'd had these and just left them in a cupboard, sort of redundantly for 10 years, or 15, 20 years, and not touched them at all, they wouldn't come out like this, but somehow these have. It's just bizarre. I'm not complaining. And these next two are in very sort of similar condition. This game, I never had that game. This game I used to have on my Mega Drive, and it's a game I've been looking to get back. And I never thought, never thought I'd see it in a charity shop. I generally don't see Mega Drive games in charity shops regularly, anyway. Alien 3, love this game, but those bloody ladders get on my tits. Ladders and what was it? Ladders and time limits. This game made me hate time limits. Although the ladders is just sort of a bit of a glitch in the game, isn't it? Not being able to go up and down a ladder. And finally, this game I've never heard of. Never heard of this. It looks like a cross between Golden Axe. See if you can guess what it is. Mega Drive experts. Cross between Golden Axe and Rastan. It doesn't look brilliant. I mean, I watched it. I watched the gameplay video after I bought it, because again it was the same price as those, so it wasn't much of a gamble. But it was a gamble. And you get a choice of 3 characters. I don't know, I'll show you in a minute. You get a choice of 3 characters, and the person playing on the video played the woman, and she sort of walks along. She sort of walks along like she's out for an afternoon stroll. If I was in that situation, I'd be like sort of creeping along, but she sort of like just plods along like she's walking a dog. But it looked pretty fun. I I've got a sneaking feeling I've heard in the past that it's not. It's a shocker, but like I said, it was a gamble, so I've not really ever seen it around. It's called Blades of Vengeance. Blades of Vengeance, and it looks a bit. It doesn't look too bad. I'm not going to be able to see anything. Yeah, it's sort of like I said, it's like a cross between, or more Rastan really, more Rastan than a Golden Axe, but obviously with the choice of 3 characters, they look like Golden Axe characters in a sort of Rastan world. But anyway, that's it. That's all the charity shop stuff. Majority charity shop. But this is all from yesterday. Car boot sale. A bit of a weird car boot sale. There's something in the air. I don't know what was going on. I went in there, and one of the first women who had a stall was just constantly arguing. I thought she was a bit of a racist because she kept shouting at all these sort of Nigerian grandmas. She was going, no, you can pay that, or you can leave. I'm not bartering with you. She was getting more and more wound up. I was thinking she was getting probably a bit too angry. Than I was thinking that's no way to sell at a car boot sale, is it? But she was a bit too angry, and I thought, is she a bit of a closet racist? But then I went round one circuit. She didn't have anything I wanted, and then I walked past it again. And she was again arguing with another group of Nigerian grandmas. Because I know they were Nigerian, because she said she knew that they were for some reason, and she goes, "I'm not being racist. My daughter's mixed race, but you're being rude," and it was properly aggressive. There was something in the air, and then the daughter was actually sitting in the car, and the daughter was sort of like, like 20 odd, and the daughter pipes up and goes, "Look, can you just pay that or just fuck off? All I'm hearing is moaning." So it was like a nice little start, and generally there's a lot of people out, obviously, to do with the weather. And then I saw a bloke selling a kangaroo head, and someone was going, "How much is a kangaroo head?" And he goes, "Oh, it's £10." It's just like, should he be allowed to sell a kangaroo head? Don't know, weird. Anyway, but there's definitely something different in the air. I knew it wasn't a standard car boot sale just from the atmosphere. There was something slightly different. People were going mental with the sun. But the first 2 things I'll get out. Controllers. I've got the cables wrapped around. I don't really like doing that, but it's sort of just for convenience. I've got a crystal Xbox controller, a Mark II, and a crystal PS1 controller, Mark II, again with the cable wrapped around. I don't like to do the cable, but it's obviously just for convenience. And these I don't often buy controllers at car boot sales, but these are really crisp, and especially you can tell with the PS1 controller that it's not been used too much because there's no wearing on the rubber, and the buttons are nice and clicky, and the click, it's in generally really nice nick, and it's the same with the Xbox controller. So they were only £1. It's got chipboard inside. They're only £1. So yeah, I mean, with the Xbox controller, it reminded me of the with the Tato Legends 2 that I got, and Growl. I wondered whether or not I'd be able to play more than 2 players, and the fact that I'd only got 2 Xbox controllers, it made me sort of keep half an eye out for another one, just so I could test whether or not I can play more than 2 players. Because Growl on Tato Legends 2 does look like it has the facility. I'll get it in the end. It does look like it has the facility to have more than 2 players. So that was a bit of a no-brainer. And this one has turned into a bit of a score. I had no idea. There's a major flaw in this score. There's a flaw in the score. The people selling this were they were quite late comers. So I get there at 7:30, even though it's supposed to open at 8, and I think they probably sent up about 8. I'd already been wound around once, and then I came to their stall, and I saw a pile of games. And I thought, oh, you don't often see those. And there was 12 games. Don't often see those. And I took a look, and they were pretty good actually. And the guy just said morning. And I went. I just asked him how much, and he went, "Oh, those they're 50p each." And I ran it through in my head. In the end, I decided not to, and left it. Obviously, 50p each, but there's a reason why I didn't go with it, and you'll see in a minute. But I did another circuit, and it was they seemed really good value. Obviously, very very good value. And I played it over my head, and I went past one more time, and they were still there. And I went past the second time, and they were still there. So I've been past 3 times in total, and they were still there. And I said to myself, if I go past the 4th time and they're still there, I'm going to go and buy them. And I went round again and they were still there. So I thought, sorry, I'm going to go and buy them. And 50p, yeah, I've got 6 and I'm going to get them out. And this is why I turned them down in the first place. Because they're N64 games. And it's Mario Kart 64. I don't have an N64, I have no idea how I'm going to play these. I can't sell them because I don't have an N64, I can't test them. Because I like to sell everything tested, so it's either buy myself an N64 or find something else to do with them. I have no idea what I'm going to do with them. But they were sort of, I would have been an idiot to not to. So here we go. Sorry, I'll see that. Oh shit, I'm making rings. Barley lemon barley water. I've not had that in donkey's years. Mario Kart 64 for 50p. They get better. Or maybe not actually. This should maybe in a different order. Super Mario 64 for 50p. These are out of order. This wasn't the order I planned on showing them. Earthworm Jim 50p. This is where it gets really good. Mario Party for 50p. Mario Party 2 for 50p. Finally, I had no idea about this game. Checked it on eBay, and I think somebody paid an auction 28 quid. Some mad bastard paid on a buy it now 53 quid plus £2 postage, so £55 in total for a cartridge. Somebody else paid the same amount for a box game, but some mad bastard paid 55 quid in total for a cartridge. Mario Party 3. So that all 3 quid, 3 quid for those games. And the Mario Party games are pissing ridiculously expensive. They're a bit dirty, but I can't complain. I'm gonna have to get myself an N64 now. There's a slim chance I might trade them because that'd be easier than selling on eBay. But no idea what I'd ask for them. I'd have to have a think about that. But that's just like, that was in hindsight. Because I had no idea that they were worth that much. And when I got home, I thought, you know, it's the bad habit of checking everything on eBay, but I did. And then I thought, bloody hell, in hindsight, I had a bit of a retrospective buzz. But no, that's probably the best score, especially this 50p for that. I paid £1 from Gumtree a while back. £1 for, pardon me, sorry, Star Ocean: The Second Story, almost perfect copy on the PlayStation 1. I would go as far as saying this is probably better value, even though I can't play it. I mean, it was the same process. I ran through the same process as my last pickups video, where I had the dilemma of all the Pokemon GBA games and the GameCube games, and decided against it, and felt slightly smug afterwards because I'd sort of stood by my principles. This time, I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I went around 3 times, and I gave other people a chance, but obviously it wasn't taken. So I almost felt entitled to. And not only that, when I went on my way out, I went past their store, and I'd left 6 games, basically mainly sports games. I'd left 6 games, and 3 of them had gone. So it wasn't that long after I bought them, somebody must have gone past. So they definitely would have had them. So it's almost written in the stones, or in the wind, or fate. I don't believe in fate generally, but this sort of felt like it. I gave them 3 chances. But anyway, that's probably one of my best scores in quite a while. And now I've got something else to show you. With little fanfare, he didn't want fanfare. I might keep it anonymous. I think you would appreciate it if it was anonymous, because that's not what he was sending me stuff for. I've been sent some stuff all the way from the US of A. I won't tell you who it is. Electronic 78. But you might well know him as the Howard Kendall / David Pleat of our little YouTube game community. He just felt like sending me some stuff, and it turned up, and I'm absolutely stoked. I've had it for a while, but obviously not really had an opportunity to make a video what was my current situation. And also, what makes it even more special is that I remember having a conversation with said person, Sonic, said person, and he remembers my part of the conversation. Oh, got a little note, I didn't even know that was in there. Shall I read it? Don't mind if I read it to myself first. I'll read it out, sorry. I know you've been after COD 2 for a while, although I'm sure it wasn't a priority. It really is a classic game though, and I'm in many ways superior to later CODs. I don't think... Oh, piss off. I'm sorry, balls that up, giving it away. Send me COD 2. Oh, shut up. And Blur. There you go. I don't think Blur is a game you'd usually take a punt on. No, I would. But I think it's sleeper hits with a very good reputation, so give it a bash and you might be pleasantly surprised. Keep up the good work, your mate, Howard Kendall. That's it. That's. You're not getting any more fanfare than that, mate. I mean, even if you really, really ask for it, you're not getting any more. Right. He sent me that all the way from the US of A. What a diamond geezer in my local dialect. COD 2, I'm going to have a good old go at that. I'm just stoked. Cheers, dude. Just over 33 minutes. Thanks for watching. I hope it isn't too long. I hope you can stick with it. Like I said earlier, I won't be splitting this into 2, but anyway. You're going to have to just grind through it. Thanks for watching, and thanks to said person, expat over in California, for sending me those 2 cracking games, which I'm just really stoked about. So cheers, dude, and thanks for everybody else for watching. See you later.